To have gratitude in life, think of losing something very important and then remember it is still there. So um, imagine you are not what you are today. Like, imagine you are not in a good health. You don't have a eye, you don't have a leg, something like that. First you have to imagine that you don't have something that you have right now, like that. It can be someone very important. Imagine they are not there. So after realizing that how cruel this world can be, and how much lucky you are to have the things that you have right now, and the most important, imagine losing your youth. So you can also imagine that in your old age someone asks you what you miss the most when you were young, and you answer, remembering that I was also young. So this is the time to do everything you can do right now with everything you have right now. So don't waste your time thinking that you have given something less. Don't be afraid to try new things. We literally think that if we fail, we die. That is the kind of psychology we have in our mind. That's the other thing. So we were talking about gratitude. So gratitude just mean being grateful for having whatever you have, because someone out there have don't have what you have. Okay, so we are moving on to the another topic. Actual downside risk is nothing, but upside is everything you have ever wanted. So um, this goes back to the saying that we literally think that if we fail, we die, but this is absolutely wrong. You only have to succeed for one time, and you won. You uh, it's like a game where if you lose it doesn't matter, but if you won, it is going to be with you for lifetime. So it's like a coin, flipping a coin. So if you are getting heads and you are winning, then what does it mean is, first if you are losing, it is going to get vanished, but if you win, you will remember, and your wins are going to stay with you. So imagine you failed countless number of times. You did nothing in school. You're not a school topper. You're nothing. But if in the end you did something very great, the world is going to remember you. In life there will be a point where you will think that, yeah, I made it. That is a place you will stay rest of your life. Winners will always win because they will find silver lining even in the terrible experience that will make them better. So first we are going back. In life there will be a point where you will just stop and start to think, yep, I made it. That is a place where you will stay the rest of your life. So if you you need first of all you need to ask yourself that when you are going to be fulfilled and you are going to be happy. So if someone says they are going to be happy after they make 1 lakh rupees a month, so imagine they started making 1 lakh month and they are happy. They don't have that hunger anymore. So that's the place they are going to be for rest of their life. But if a person is hungry for more and more and more, then he's going to go get to from 1 lakh to 2 lakh to 3 lakh a month to 1 crore to 2 crore. It depends on the how much hungry you are. It all depends on how much hungry you are. And if you want to live a satisfactory life, I will suggest put a limit on at this place I'm going to stop. At 1 crore a month I'm going to stop, because this thing is never going to end. If you buy a car, you will want a better car. If you bought a better car, you will want a jet. If you buy a jet, you will want better jet, and this list goes on and on and on. It is never ending list and is never going to be end. So the other thing is, winners will always win because they will find silver lining even in the terrible experience that will make them better. So there is a very good quality about people or winners, that they are going to find a silver lining even in the most terrible things. So something bad happens to them, so someone who has a weak mindset or who is negatively inclined is going to think bad about the situation and all the negativity the situation holds, and that is going to make the situation worse and worse and worse. But the winner mindset says that you should find a silver lining in the things that you are doing. Like you can find something useful even in the most terrible things. So you have to just find what is the most useful thing that you can take from your most terrible thing. So this thing is very much related to me. So at one time I was suffering from dengue, and I think 3 years back. So I was suffering from dengue, and what I was on the bed all day, and that was the most terrible thing that has ever happened to me. And I was on the bed all day all night, and even for going to the washroom it was so difficult. I mean, that was a very terrible experience. But I want to see good in that, I promised myself when I was suffering from dengue that I will never let it happen again. And after that I started to work out at home. So because of dengue I started self-improvement. So, and I learned a lot, and without dengue it wouldn't be impossible. So find the silver lining. That's it. Bye.